Talo, how are you?
Hi.
We are in front of the Origami holiday tree. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what we're going to do today?
Well, my name's Talo Kawasaki, and I'm one of the co-designers for the American Museum of Natural History Origami Holiday Tree.
Just
So,
beautiful.
anyway, and today I am going to teach you one of my favorite action models. It's these swimming kois that can be made with uh, square paper or rectangle paper.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to even explain to you a little painting technique so that it will look like a koi. Otherwise, it would be just an ordinary fish model.
Great.
And so it's pretty simple, but I think you'll have a lot of fun with it.
Awesome.
So first, I will tell you that I prepared some paper, and this is just printer paper. I took regular 8.5 by 11, and I had some liquid tempera paint in red, sort of like this. And I just went to town. I just had a brush, and I just sort of splashed it on and smeared it on. The one tip I would say is don't be afraid to go off the edge. Just go ahead and paint and not be free with it. And then let it dry, especially a lighter color. And if you want to add a black color, you add that after the paint dries. And then you can do that. And what's great about this model, normally, and let me just mention that this is a variation of Paul Jackson's swimming fish. And I figured out that I just add a couple little extra folds on it to give it a more of a fishy look. And you can fold it from a square. I'm going to first show it to you from a square, from this orange paper. Then I will also fold it with rectangle paper so you can see how, because it really won't take that long to fold.
Great.
So, if you're folding, let's say, from origami paper like this, and you could take this paper and paint black or white on it to give it a special look. But the first fold is to take one edge and just go ahead and fold a small portion of it. I'm working with 10-inch paper here, and this is, I don't know, about a little less than an inch. We sometimes, in the origami community, we call this a rat fold. Right about there. Anyway, so I folded on the color side that I want to show fish, and folded the other side over. However, what we're going to do now is fold this in half, like this, bringing this edge over to this edge. So let me go ahead and do that. So see, I've just put a little fold and folded it in half. Now remember where you have this little strip you folded. These are going to be your fish's lips. So very minor detail, but important. So here you know where the front is. I'm going to take the opposite part. Now this is the creased edge. You see this opens up here. I'm going to take this creased edge. Knowing this is the creased edge, I want this corner to fold over. So we basically brought this creased edge into the vertical position here. And then over here where we have the fish lips, we want to fold one half of it, create this flap, and so it folds up like this, all right? And you don't want it to go past this, the flat corner here. So that folds up, and then you can arbitrarily just fold this down, this part of this flap down. So we've created this little pleat of sorts. Now, you want it to match on the other side. And to do that, you have already the creases to show you where that is. So if I flip this over, I'm going to fold this up, and you have already this edge to follow. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow that. Try to follow it as best you can. If you're a little bit off, it's not that big a deal. And then we'll fold this flap down, and we can use this whole thing from the previous flap to follow that. So now we got that. Pretty easy, right? So we'll unfold this flap up here. And actually what we'll do too is we'll take this flap and refold it along the same line. This will just make it easier for the next steps.
So you can see the crease a little bit better?
Well, it's not that. We're going to do something a little fancy with it.
Oh, okay.
Right. So now we're going to, along this center line crease, we're going to unfold that and reverse it. We're going to reverse it so that we fold it now in half like that. Right. This is going to be your fish's mouth, and these little flaps are his front fins. And I just folded them up along the crease here. Now for this corner that we have folded this way and then the other way, we're going to do what they call an inside reverse. We're going to push, using these creases out here, we're going to push this inside. Like that. This is going to help us create the tail for our fish. And what we're going to do is we're going to open this up all the way. You can put this flat so that it creates this triangle now. Right, so we have a triangle right there. The next step is I want to turn the fish upside down, and we're having the triangle go upside down. And I don't know if you can see it, but you can definitely feel it. There's a crease that's right here.
Yeah, we can see it.
What we want to do is bring this creased edge. I think that's what we want to do. I'm going to fold it up like this. And we'll fold it over. And this flap that's behind it, we'll fold actually over it.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that?
Yep.
Fold it over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up and put it behind there. Now, right now the fish is upside down. I'm going to flip it back over. So we have our fish here. This is the start of his tail. And I'm going to take, doesn't matter which one, but you're going to take one of these tail flaps and fold it up. And you want to fold it up so that you get the shape of a tail. You want this edge to be straight. And that's basically our fish.
Perfect.
And because I call it a swimming fish, let's see, I gotta wet my finger so I can grab the tail, so that if I move my thumb and my index finger forward and back, we get our swimming action.
Very cool.
And also you can rest comfortably with these fins on your tabletop. Now, if you don't like how this splits open, what you can do too is take this, open it up, take this flap, and just close it over, and so it's in a locked position, so it looks more normal. So that's our little sort of goldfish.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll quickly repeat the whole process with one of these so that you can have a chance to learn how to make it. And
so that's computer paper, printer paper that you just cut in half?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just I painted it and then I let it dry and then I cut it in half.
Got it.
And unlike this one, which was a square, this is a rectangle. You can still do the same thing. I'm going to fold on the color side one of the edges up. This is totally arbitrary.
Mm-hmm.
It's a raffle for the fishlets. And then on the color side, we're going to fold it in half. These are all the same steps. Fold it like that. And then I'm going to bring this edge down to this edge. That. And then, like we did before, I'm going to fold this half up where the fish's lips are. And this is totally arbitrary. I fold it up like that. And then I'm going to fold it down to create that sound. Flip it over. Do the same thing on the other side. Use the previous crease as a guide. And then fold this down to match the same thing over here. Now remember this corner we folded. We folded it one way. Let's fold it in the other way. So this way, sometimes this is called a hinge fold. It goes back. You can fold it back and forth. Just makes it easier for the next step. When we open this up, we're going to reverse that center line crease to reveal the beautiful koi size.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember that inside reverse fold? We're going to take that corner and push it inside like this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll move one flap over, and then we're going to turn this upside down so that what we can do is fold this creased edge to that center line vertical crease, just like that, and then fold this over there. And if you remember, we folded this part over that fold, over that crease, then opened it up, put it inside. So that the next step is to grab one of these flaps. I'm going to turn it right side up to fold our tail. Remember, you want a tail shape that looks like this. And so that's basically our fish. We can fold these fins outwards so it can stand up like this if you like.
Fabulous. It's so pretty with the paint.
Yes, it looks, and you can give it a little more dimension by puffing it out. If you want to get extra fancy, you can pinch the little corners right here at the bottom of his mouth. Carp or koi have sort of like little feelers, because they tend to be bottom feeders. And one of the things I really like about these swimming koi is the fact that not only are they beautiful, even though they swim in these dark, murky ponds, they're very strong swimmers. And in Asia, particularly in Japan, koi are symbols of determination and perseverance, that they often swim against the currents.
Very cool.
And they show their best side to everybody, and yet they persevere.
Speaking of symbols, do you want to tell us just really quickly about the theme of the origami tree this year?
Yes, cranes and colors.
Cranes and colors.
Yes. So the colors, in particular, are a reference to the Nature of Color special exhibit here at the American Museum of Natural History. And we went with the cranes just because I think we all need some nice symbols of hope and peace and really good tidings. And so that's why we went with the cranes. And the last time the museum we put on the origami holiday tree cranes was actually in 2001, after 9/11. I understand we were sent something like I think almost 20,000 cranes.
Wow.
20, yeah.
Wow. Incredible.
And many of them were used on the tree that year, about 6,000 or 8,000.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for showing us how to make the koi fish, the determined koi fish. And I'm just going to close out with a little bit of footage on the cranes and the tree.
Okay. Thank you for coming.
Have a good holiday.